Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Kisama.
dun, 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 dun,
What are you
dun,
doing?
dun, dun, dun. I'm singing the opening song from all the ceremonies, wedding ceremonies.
Are you sure that is not the Jurassic Park theme song?
I am sure.
We have like, here comes the bride. Dun, 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 dun.
I think I was trying to do that.
An A for effort, as we say in English.
Very motivated.
Yes, very motivated. So today, as you can hear in the excitement in my voice, we're talking about weddings.
Ah, stop it. You like weddings.
Uh,
Don't be.
It makes me happy when I see two people fall in love and decide to spend their life together. But we went to a wedding last weekend, and I still think I'm sick from
Well,
the
but
events.
you were sick because other things.
Yes. So anyway, Alexia, today we're going to talk about American weddings and Brazilian weddings and the difference. So
Yeah.
this is the last part of just kind of Americans are weird, Brazilians are weird. This weird series that we're doing.
Yes, and we are not talking about the different religious weddings.
Mhm.
It's not that. It's
Quick tip, religious.
the religious.
That is the I sound. You said religious.
Sorry, religions.
Okay, one more time. Religious.
Religious.
Much better.
Okay.
Much better.
It's the kind of ceremony itself. So
Yeah.
I have been to my second American wedding this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And the first of them was last year, 1 year ago, more or less.
Yeah.
And I always love going to the weddings.
Okay, Alexis, so let me just set the scene a little bit. So you have been to 2 American weddings. I believe I've been to 2 or 3 Brazilian weddings. So we're not experts, but we have something to say on the topic. And last week we went to one of my best friends from university. He got married with another one of my friends from university. Or at least they met in university.
College lovers?
Yeah. So tell me about, you've been to 3 weddings.
No. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So we've both
true.
been to 3. Okay. Tell me about last weekend. How was it? Without mentioning too many names, what was going on?
It was so beautiful. It was so amazing. Everything about it, I loved it. But
She said yes.
she said, I do. He said, I do. Everything's okay.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is a lot of people are starting to say I will and not I do.
Yeah, because I will love him forever and ever.
Yeah.
But
And ever
you
before.
say,
Yeah, but in the past I always heard like, do you take his hand in marriage? I do. Now it's I will.
well, for me, it's always sing.
Yep. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Give me some details. Give me the deets.
So American weddings, they start on a Friday, right? Most of them. And Fridays.
I would argue that they start with the engagement. So the man asks the woman to marry him for their hand in marriage, and then you start having a party like every 2 weeks for the next year. But I'm kidding.
Okay,
Kind of.
so one day before the ceremony, there is the rehearsal dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And the rehearsal dinner, from where I understand,
Yeah, I would say from my point of view.
From my point of view, it's a small dinner, a small party.
Small in quotations.
A small party, a small dinner for friends and families, like very, very close ones. So,
Yeah, in general,
that's it.
the rehearsal dinner is for people in the wedding.
When you say in the wedding, this means...
So in the wedding, you have the families and then the bridesmaids. No. You have the families and then the bridesmaids, which are the best friends of the bride, and then the
Madrinha.
groomsmen, the best friends of the groom.
Padrinhos.
Right. So you have bridesmaids, groomsmen, all the families, all those people's dates, and that turns into a pretty big event.
Yeah, 200 people.
Yeah.
So bars and food and slides with the pictures of the brides and the groom. I
Yeah.
think that's so, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing I've seen just at the last couple of weddings is there's a random rotating PowerPoint of just pictures from childhood and pictures of the couple.
I
It's
don't
kind of
like that.
cute for a couple minutes, but yeah,
No, it's not cute. It's weird.
I agree. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But so at the rehearsal dinner, no one's actually rehearsing for the wedding, right? So what are we doing?
No, you had that before the rehearsal dinner.
Yes. So people that are actually in the wedding, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, go to the church, they practice everything, and then we go to the dinner. So at the dinner, what is the main event?
Speeches.
Speeches. And
Yeah.
do you know how we would really call speeches in this context?
No.
You didn't hear this?
No,
The entire weekend you missed this?
I think so.
You love to eat this at breakfast?
Huh?
You eat this a lot for breakfast and you put butter on it?
Ego? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Toast.
Yes.
You know when you say like
Brinde, toast.
Saúde, ching ching. Yeah, that is a toast.
Egos.
Egos is a kind of waffle. Anyway, so you can also call a speech a toast when you're giving a speech about someone or for someone.
Yeah. So a lot of toasts. So every single person that wants to give a toast can give a toast. And
Depends,
like
but
20 people. Yeah, if all the bridesmaids they want to do it, they would do it.
yeah,
In a group or individually.
yeah.
I mean,
So what kind of things do people talk about at the toast?
most of them funny story about the bride, about the groom.
Funny stories?
Funny stories. I
Yeah.
would say one story. Funny story.
Yeah, but you said most of them
Okay.
are telling funny stories. Sorry, I've received a few emails saying that I am not correcting you enough in the podcast.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show me that.
I will show you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Okay, back to the show. So most people tell funny stories. You can tell embarrassing stories without being rude or inappropriate. And then, okay, on the guy side, most of the groomsmen or the friends of the groom, they tell stories about like something funny that happened in university or
How
why
did they meet?
yeah, something like that. And then they kind of end with like, I love you, bro. So happy.
Yeah.
What about the girls?
It's always crying and saying how much they love each other and how much they wait they expect that the bride will be happy, but also funny stories as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends on the person. Some
Yeah.
people just stand up and then start crying. Other
But
people stand up and just give us improv comedy show.
but another thing that it's really really different is like from my point of view and all the weddings that I ever been, all my friends and everything like that,
Mhm. All the weddings I've ever been to.
I've ever been to,
Mhm.
the bride and the groom they choose together who's going to be groomsman and bridesmaid. It's not like the bride chooses only the bridesmaids, and the groom only the groomsman.
Okay, so explain to me how it works in Brazil.
It works like, for instance, I say the names that I want to invite, man and girl, women and men.
Boys and girls.
Yes. So you do. And then we start to make like couples. So the number can be even. So they can walk into the ceremony together.
Right. So let me ask you, is the idea that you have to have the same number of bridesmaids and groomsmen, or is the idea that you have to have couples?
No, the same number. You
That's
don't
the
have to
only
have a
important
couple.
thing.
Yeah.
But you do think about like, okay, if Marina is going, that means João is going, that they can walk together. You think about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think about that because, well, I don't think I will think about that.
Good correction.
I would think about that because it's cool to have someone that you know to walk into the ceremony together because everything is more like, how do I say that? Informal, that you're walking with your friend next to you into
Yeah,
the
I'd say
ceremony.
more
Not,
natural.
yeah, it's more
Yeah.
natural. And what I see in the ceremonies that I've been
hmm
to here.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's just try that entire phrase one more time. What I've seen in the ceremonies that I've been to here.
I said that, but I said it really slowly.
Yeah, or you could just say what I've seen here.
What I've seen here, all the groomsmen, they walk in together, like
One by one.
one by one. And
Mhm.
then the bridesmaid walk one by one, all by themselves. And I don't get that.
Yeah, it depends actually.
And then when you walk out from
Mhm.
the ceremony, like, then there are couples.
Yes. Yes, I think it depends on the wedding, but one thing I will say is definitely different is in the US in general, there can be a different number of bridesmaids and a different number of groomsmen.
It can be as well. It's not a rule. But
Yeah, I'm saying it usually in every wedding I've been to in the US, we're using a lot of the past present continuous or the past perfect continuous rather. Most of the time there have been more groomsmen for some reason.
yeah.
Actually,
No, besides the first one that I've been
yeah,
to.
there are a lot more bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? All the bridesmaids, they have the same kind of dress.
In Brazil.
No, here.
Okay. Yeah, here I imagine this is the way it works because this is kind of how it works for the guys. But I imagine the bride says, "Hey, bitches, you're going to wear a pink dress and it's going to be kind of a plain, ugly dress because I'm going to be beautiful." And they're like,
No, of
"Yes,
course it's
queen."
not like that. Yes, queen.
But they all do wear the same thing.
First, I thought it was really weird to do that, but then I started to be more likable to that thing.
Yeah, I would say it started growing on me.
Yeah, it started growing on
Great
me.
phrasal verb.
And I like that more nowadays because I think that if you, well, you had to get your bridesmaid and have a dress that fits all the bodies from the bridesmaids, and this will be a pain in the ass for the bride. But
Literally, if they can't fit in their dress.
it's a, it will be a nightmare. But I think that I mean, when you are in the wedding, the party, you can see who are the bridesmaids and you can see who are the groomsmen.
Yeah,
And
I
the
like that.
photographer can understand who are who,
Yeah,
and it would be
yeah.
nice.
So in this case, I would say who are the bridesmaids and who are the groomsmen. Yeah, yeah. I think you're correct.
Thank you.
So one last thing, Alexia, how does that work in Brazil? Do all the bridesmaids, do they just wear whatever they want?
Yeah. Usually the bride says
The bride says.
like, I don't want dark colors. I only want like
Yeah,
how do I say this? Like light blue or light yellow, light
yeah.
pink.
Like softer colors.
Yes. And then they choose the kind of dress that they want.
Yeah, like nothing too gothic, no emo.
Yeah. Or I only want dark colors. I don't
Yeah,
know. It depends.
I want an emo wedding personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alexia, I think we've talked about everything leading up to the wedding, and in the next episode, we can actually talk about some of the other events that happen and then the ceremony and what happens after.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sound good.
Okay, talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.